Hi, I'm Nick Orser, Senior Director of Solutions Consulting at Verato. Our mission at Verato is to solve the problem that drives everything else, knowing who is who. This is a foundational problem with broad implications. Why? Because you have data about your customers, patients, members, and providers distributed across dozens of systems, and each record for each person might have wildly different identifying data, making it hard to know which records belong to which person. People get married and change their names, they move and change addresses, their data is entered with errors and typos and inconsistencies, and often their records are missing key identifying attributes entirely. But if you can't tie all your data to the right person, you can't deliver better care, you can't deliver exceptional experiences, and your analytics and AI will be built on incomplete data. Simply put, instead of building a 360-degree view of each customer, you'll only have a 180-degree view. Verato has helped over 100 organizations across the country solve this problem with Verato MDM Cloud, including large and innovative health systems, payers, state and local governments, life sciences companies, financial services organizations, and technology platforms. Verato MDM Cloud is the next generation master data management platform that delivers what we call identity intelligence into Snowflake and across your enterprise. What do I mean by identity intelligence? I mean using Verato's patented approach to referential matching to tie all of a person's data together with the industry's highest accuracy, using Verato's advanced, pre-tuned algorithms to overcome nicknames and typos and other data fuzziness, coupled with Verato's own curated nationwide datasets to overcome address changes, maiden names, and much more. I also mean being able to enrich your view of each person with Verato supplied data, like consumer profile data, social determinants of health indicators, outreach data, and even license, specialty, and affiliation information for providers. And I mean being able to model, manage, and master a broad array of attributes to build a golden record of each identity. Let's look at a common use case to paint the picture. Let's say I'm a health system using Snowflake to build powerful analytic models to predict whether my patient Rebecca will have a good outcome. First, I need to tie together all of Rebecca's clinical data from across my primary EHR, specialty EMRs, labs, imaging systems, and joint ventures. Next, I need to tie her clinical history to other interactions we've had with her. Have we reached out to her through marketing campaigns? Has she called into our call center? Then, I need to better understand her care team. What specialties do they have? What facilities do they practice at? And how does their proximity to Rebecca affect her likelihood to show up for an appointment? Finally, to inform this predictive model, I also need to understand Rebecca's socioeconomic status, occupation, her household composition, to understand how these attributes affect her outcomes. Verato MDM Cloud can deliver all of this directly in Snowflake, giving me identity intelligence about Rebecca to power my predictive model. Now let's see this in action with our Snowflake Native App, which enables organizations to unify, enrich, and master their data with Verato. Verato Snowflake Native App is available on the Snowflake Marketplace and is quick and easy to deploy in my Snowflake environment. You can see here our marketplace listing, and here's what the app looks like in my Snowflake environment. It has an intuitive Streamlit UI that lets me get started with setting up the app and configuring how often my data should be mastered by Verato. It also lets me view previous data validations, but most importantly, it lets me map my data to the Verato data model so it can be mastered by Verato. This is what we'll be exploring today. First, I'm able to select what data in Snowflake I want mastered by Verato. Then, I can begin mapping my data to Verato's data model. To start, I can see on the left here the attributes in the table I've selected, and on the right, I can see a preview of the records I'll be mastering in Verato. In this step, I can also take advantage of Snowflake's powerful data transformations. For example, I know that Verato is expecting month, day, and year to be in a single birth date column instead of the 3 columns I'm currently storing it in. So I can concatenate those columns into a derived column. If you've ever worked with other ETL and MDM tools, you understand how time-consuming it typically is to do a simple task like this, but Verato and Snowflake make it frictionless. I can also filter out data I don't want to be mastered. In this case, I'm filtering just on data coming from my Salesforce CRM source. This capability is important because not every organization wants every record from every source to be mastered every time. Next, I can make sure all of my columns are mapped correctly to Verato's data model. I can see here the wide range of attributes in Verato's out-of-the-box and extensible data model for patient data. In this case, I just need to make sure that source name gets correctly mapped. Finally, I can execute Verato's data validations to ensure the data will be mastered by Verato as expected. As you can see, my data has passed all 12 data validations and will now be automatically mastered by Verato. And it's really that easy. You can see how this delivers incredible time to value as I unify, enrich, and master my data in Snowflake with the industry's leading MDM platform. Now let's see what that unified, enriched, and mastered data from Verato looks like in Snowflake. I ran a simple SQL query here to see my master data for my patient Rebecca, querying on her Verato assigned unique ID, called the Verato link ID. Here I can see all the records Verato has linked together for her across my clinical and marketing sources, all the attributes Verato has mastered for Rebecca, and even the enrichment data that Verato has applied for her, like outreach data, her socioeconomic status, her household distribution, and her affinities. Likewise, here's another query I ran to pull my master data for Rebecca's primary care provider, Dr. Abrams. His data has also been unified, enriched, and mastered by Verato, including enrichment attributes like his license and specialty data, and even attributes like his affiliations and service volumes. Now let's take a quick peek at what my data looks like in Verato's Stewardship user interface, where I can search for, view, author, and steward my data for Rebecca and Dr. Abrams. Here I can see Rebecca's data in Verato. Here's that same Verato link ID that I used to unify and query all of Rebecca's data in Snowflake. I also see the records that Verato has linked together for Rebecca across my EHR and marketing sources using Verato's industry-leading matching accuracy, powered by Verato's patented approach to referential matching. I see Rebecca's household relationships, which are automatically generated by Verato, and I see all of the attributes I've mapped to Verato's extensible data model that Verato has mastered for me, like her birth date and address and phone number, and even attributes like her insurance, consents, and contact preferences. And of course, I see a wide range of attributes that Verato has supplied for Rebecca, like her income, occupation, and affinities, which will be instrumental in building my analytic models in Snowflake. With Verato delivering trusted identity intelligence inside Snowflake, we're helping power tomorrow's innovations. AI agents that rely on complete and accurate patient data, predictive models that drive better care, provider network analytics that power growth, and marketing programs that personalize at scale. Together, Verato and Snowflake are setting the stage for what's possible when every decision is powered by trusted identity. Thanks for watching. To learn more, visit Verato.com or visit us on Snowflake Marketplace.